What's up, everybody? I'm Kevin Cheek, the creator of Kevin Cheek Gospel Guitar Shout Loop Packs, and today I'm going to let you know that you don't need FL Studio, you don't need Studio One, you don't need Logic or any of that to run these loops in church. All you need is an iPad. So if you don't have those, just stay tuned and I'm going to walk you through it step by step on how you can download these loops and use them in your iPad using GarageBand. Okay, so this is assuming that you've already purchased the loop pack. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And what you need to do now is go to GarageBand and go to Live Loops. And once you have purchased those loops, they should show up in your files. So we're going to go to your files after a while, but for now, we're going to go to Live Loops. And what we want to do now is go to the settings, and we want to change the tempo. And we want to put it on 150 because that's what the loops are currently made in, but you can change it to whatever tempo you would like. But we're going to go to 150. All this other stuff you can leave as is for now. You don't have to worry about none of that. Now we're going to go back over here, and you see all these blocks? That's where the loops are going to play at. So first thing we want to do is hit this little edit button down here in the bottom left hand corner. And this is how we edit things. We're going to go into the settings. We're going to change the global to 1 bar. And we're going to do the re-trigger. In play mode, we're going to put it on play stop. And after that, we're going to hit done. And that should have you set up right for when we load these loops into GarageBand. So now what we want to do is click on this first block up here. And we're going to click and hold it for a few seconds. And you see it says paste, loops, and instruments. Now what we want to do is click on loops. And that'll show you where your loops are. So you see Apple loops, files, and music. Let's click on files. And here I have some of my loops already pulled up just for this tutorial. So we want to click on this drum loop. And what we want to do is click, hold, and drag to that first block. Alright, there we go. Now you just click on the screen to get rid of that. Now you're going to go down here to the bottom where you see these little arrows at the bottom, and we're going to click on that first arrow, and that's how you start the loop. It'll play and stop by clicking that. Then we'll hit stop and then stop. Okay, now what we want to do is hit the edit button in the bottom left hand corner. That way we can move this loop. We're going to go back, press and hold, and drag it down to the next row, next column. Because we want to have it in order. We're going to have one row just the drum loops, and then we're going to add the guitar loops on the other row. So we want to click on that loop and press copy. And then what we're going to do is copy and paste it to the other blocks on that row. So there won't be no excuse if you don't have the software, guys. You can just get your iPad. If you have an iPad, and use these loops on your iPad and on Sundays, Tuesdays, Fridays, whenever you have church service and need to use them for your convenience. Now let's test each one of these to make sure they play. To make sure they play. All of them are playing as they should. So now what we want to do is we want to add our guitar loop. So let's go back to that first row. We're going to click on that first block. And let's go back to our files by going to loops. Let's get the guitar loop. Click, hold, and drag. And move it over on that first row. Go ahead and grab all of these right here. Now what I like to do is make it a little bit clean, so let's move all of these over. And we're going to leave that first section or the first column just to be the drum loop only. So let's move all the guitar loops over. Then that first row just going to be your drum loop. So if you want to stop playing with the guitar loops, if somebody start talking during the praise break or singing or whatever it may be, if you just want to hit that drum loop, we can have that option to do so. See, here's just the drum loop by itself. And back to the drum loop, just demonstrating if you want to go from those to just the drum loop. All you gotta do is hit the arrow button at the bottom of the screen. And this is on iPad. Once again, if you have these loops, you don't have to have Logic, Studio One, Ableton. You can use your iPad and download them, drop them into GarageBand, and they work. Now, let's rename these tracks to keep up with everything. You hit the edit button in the bottom left hand corner, hit rename, then type in what you want to name it. Since this is the drum loop, we're just going to call it drum loop. Hit done. Now as you see, it shows up at the bottom of the screen. So when you're looking at it while you're in service, you don't have to guess what you're doing, about what you're doing, what you're hitting. You will know exactly what it is because we're going to rename it. Good organization. Let's rename this Clean Guitar. Clean GTR. It's trying to autocorrect me. Done. And as you can see, it's looking more better now. You're going to know exactly what you're clicking on. And that's for each and every loop. Let's name this one Overdrive Guitar. We're going to put OD Guitar. Once again, it's trying to autocorrect me here. OD Guitar 1. And this is very simple. Just drag and drop, and you're ready to go. Get your settings together like I showed you in this video. Rename them, and you're good to go. Just drag and drop, rename, and you're ready to play. I'm right there in service with you. And the loop pack again is Let's Have Church at www.kevincheekguitar.com. This is not all of them. This is just for the tutorial purpose. So I can show you guys how to use it. And GarageBand, if you don't have a laptop, you don't have all the software, you can just use iPad, GarageBand, and use these and as you see, all of them are playing nice and clean. And that's only 3 of the loops Well, actually 4, including the drum loop. But like I said, it's 15 of them. One of them being the drum loop and 14 guitar loops. And this is just a few. So if you want to preview it, you want to hear what the rest of them sound like, check it out on the video on my YouTube page. It's posted. It's called a live review of my new loop pack. Let's Have Church. But this is how you use it in GarageBand, guys. Thank you.